I didn't get diagnosed as a cancer survivor until 2 weeks after my surgery. When they did the pathology, they found 17 spots of cancer in my stomach. It was immediately validating that I absolutely made the right decision. My mom was diagnosed with stage 4 uterine cancer. They did a genetic panel test on her, and we found out that she had CDH1. That ended up saving my life. There was a 50% chance that me, my brother, and my sister had it. We all got tested, and I was the only one. I had my endoscopy. They didn't see anything. I did all my mammogram, my breast MRI, all the things. They didn't see anything, which doesn't really mean anything, but at least it wasn't like imminent doom. So that gave me some time to like do some research and learn a lot more about it. The things that jumped out to me were like, there was an 80% chance of getting stomach cancer in my lifetime. The 5-year survival rate was less than 5%. None of this is like, there's not one unicorn or sunshine in this whole like process. I was really, really scared. I didn't know what it was going to be like and what the implications of this decision were going to be. Am I going to be on a feeding tube? Am I going to have a colostomy bag? Or like, I don't know. And you hear all these like horror stories and whatever. I didn't want to die. I didn't want to catch it too late, and I didn't want to suffer. Since this, I've experienced that with some of my friends, and it has only revalidated the choices that I made, because I didn't want to go through that. And I didn't want anybody that I love to have to see that. I had wanted no part of that. So I chose to just like obliterate my risk. The first couple days were not fun. I mean, it was a very surreal experience. I got my first meal, I think on day 4 or 5, when they brought this whole plate of food. And I knew I was only gonna be able to eat like 2 ounces. I had the nurses bring me like those little plastic medicine cups because they were 1 ounce. And so I put scrambled eggs and macaroni and cheese. And that was my first meal. And it took me 45 minutes to eat it. And I remember I didn't know what was gonna happen when I swallowed. Is it gonna hurt? And so there was some like mental things going on, like I was afraid to swallow my food. The first couple of weeks I would eat, I would lay on the couch and I would fall asleep. I'd set my timer for 2 hours and then I'd wake up and have to eat again. And I'm like, am I gonna be like this for the rest of my life? Because what is my life gonna be like if I'm like a newborn? I made a calendar and I told my friends, pick a week. You're all signing up. You're going to come take care of me. So for 12 weeks, I imported a different person every week to come take care of me, which was really cool. I'm really independent and I'm really high functioning. And so for me to ask for help, one, was incredibly scary, but the way people just like showed me love and showed up for me was one of the best gifts that I've ever gotten in my whole life. A year after I had my total gastrectomy, I also had a double mastectomy because it's stomach cancer and breast cancer. I had 4 major surgeries in less than 2 years. And so the first 2 years weren't my favorite. But once we sort of got behind that, and I remember my surgeon was like, okay, I don't need to see you anymore. And I was like, I don't know what that means. Like, it was hard for me to like wrap my mind around like, oh, go forth and conquer. So I actually started a business like 3.5 years ago. It's called Seahorse Snacks. So seahorses don't have stomachs. And I became a professional snacker through this whole transition. I really wanted to find snacks that I wanted to eat and that met my nutrition goals. And I've tried every snack out there in the universe, literally. So I wanted something that I could throw in my purse and eat on the go. So the company is called Seahorse Snacks, and they're healthy and delicious roasted nuts with unique and unusual flavors. So a lot of my time and energy has like been poured into that. I also have a full-time job. Yeah, I'm busier now than I was before, and I didn't know how that was like possible. Now 5 years in, I know how to take care of myself. And so I think the struggle is making time for myself to make sure that I'm getting enough sleep, that I'm getting exercise, because life has like very much crept its way back in, and I'm firing on all cylinders. And if you wouldn't know, if I didn't tell you my story, I don't think you would know. The advances that we've made in the last 5 years is phenomenal. I think the work that Aki is doing too on the advocacy side and I know she was a part of President Biden's moonshot movement, raising awareness. So this year, actually, I got the state of Tennessee to proclaim November Stomach Cancer Awareness Month. I do a lot of work in the advocacy arena. Every chance I get, I talk about it. Stomach cancer, genetic testing, funding for stomach cancer research. I mean, I think there's so many things that can give you hope. And then also I feel like just doing what I do every day and like letting people see me. I have done absolutely everything I've wanted to do since surgery. So just doing life and sharing with people so that they can see maybe they can do it too, or if it gives them hope.